Hi friends, in last class we discussed about majority. We discussed about simple majority and absolute majority. Let us have a revision about simple majority and absolute majority before moving ahead. What was simple majority? Simple majority clearly suggests that, see, more than half of the people present and voting. What does that mean? Present and voting. These are the key words in this topic. Suppose in Lok Sabha, if there are 545 members, it is not necessary that whole of the 545 members will be present on the day of the voting. Certain members will be dead, like those who are dead cannot, it is obvious that they won't be able to attend the voting. So if 5 members are dead and certain members will be having a vacancy, that means there will be an election which is to be stated for the election of those members. Election is to be conducted in the near future, so there is a vacancy of that seat from that constituency. Like if 10 seats are vacant, and once all the members reach the house and before the voting, if the speaker abstain, if they do not follow the decorandum of the voting, speaker can abstain certain members, like 30 odd members are abstained. So only 500 members will be there who are present and who are available for voting. That means more than half, 50% of 500, more than 50% of 500, more than 50% of 500 gives you simple majority. Now what? This was simple majority. See, we needed to be very careful. In some books, it will be written like the number of people who are present in the house, more than 50% of those members will give you simple majority. No. Present and voting. The members who are present should be available for voting. That is simple majority. Now, this we have already done in the previous classes. Now we will go through. We will erase this and we will know about absolute majority. What is absolute majority? See, the term absolute itself suggests that it is 100%. No one can be absent. Like if there are 545 members in Lok Sabha, absolute majority is no one should be absent on that day. That means more than 50% of 545 gives you an absolute majority. This is absolute majority in case of Lok Sabha, and in case of Rajya Sabha it is 245 upon 2 plus 1. That means no one can be detained, no one can be abstained. Even if there is a vacancy, the vacancy need to be fulfilled, then only the voting for absolute majority can take place. Now, the third form of majority, which was not discussed in last class and we will discuss it here today, that is effective majority. That is, what is effective majority? That is more than 50% of effective strength of house. Effective strength of house. Now friends, what is effective strength of house? What does this mean? See, in simple majority we discussed if there are 545 members, certain members can be dead. This is the total strength. Like 545 members are there in Lok Sabha at the present stage. Certain members can be dead. So if 5 members are dead and there is a vacancy of 10 members, so 15 members are gone, vacancy of 10 members. But in simple majority we also discussed a term called as abstain. But in case of effective majority, no person can be abstained. No one is allowed or to leave the premises of the house in case of effective majority. That means no person can be abstained. That means the person who are dead and the person who are not dead, that means number of seats which are vacant, apart from that the entire member should vote. See, in this case, effective majority will be 530 upon 2 plus 1. That means we are not abstaining a single member. Dead is okay, vacancy is okay, but 530, the rest of the 530 members should be available for voting. Now, now what we need to know is, where is this effective majority used? See, this effective majority is used for the removal of Vice President of India. Effective majority is used for removal of Vice President of India. Friends, here I will notify you one more thing. For passing a resolution to remove the Vice President of India, the resolution needs to be presented in Rajya Sabha. The resolution for removal of Vice President can only be introduced in Rajya Sabha. Okay, in later classes we will come to know how the Vice President of India can be removed. The next thing is removing the presiding officer of the house, like deputy speaker of Lok Sabha. The presiding officer of the house can be removed through this process. That is effective majority. Deputy chairman of legislative council. So majorly the effective majority is used to remove the Vice President of India, presiding officer of Lok Sabha, and deputy chairman of legislative council. I hope you are clear with simple majority, absolute majority, and effective majority. Now we will talk about the fourth form of majority, that is special majority. Special majority is 2/3 majority is required. That is, if 545 members are there, 2/3 of the members should vote in the favor of the resolution to pass the resolution, or 2/3 of the members should vote in against the resolution to boycott the resolution. Like 545's 2/3, 245's 2/3. That is special majority. This is used in rarest of case. To amend the Constitution of India, we use special majority. Now friends, to amend the Constitution of India, we use special majority, but the hot question can come, according to which article of the Indian Constitution the special majority is implemented. It is Article 368 of Indian Constitution. It is Article 368 of Indian Constitution, the special majority is used. Now, to remove the judges of Supreme Court and High Court, there are judges in Supreme Court and High Court, the resolution is to be passed by a special majority. To remove the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, special majority is used. So for amending the Indian Constitution, we use special majority. Amending the Indian Constitution, we use special majority, that is Article 368. For removal of judges of Supreme Court and High Court, we use special majority. And Comptroller and Auditor General, for removal of Comptroller and Auditor General, we use special majority. Now see, there are in certain states of India, there is Legislative Council with Legislative Assembly. Legislative Council, we call in common terms, we call this as Vidhan Parishad. So in certain state, if asked for a legislative council, like in Kerala there is no legislative council, but if Kerala wishes to have a legislative council, so Kerala needs to give a resolution, pass a resolution to with a special majority to have a legislative council. Or certain states like Uttar Pradesh, which has a legislative council, if they need to abolish that legislative council, they also need to pass a resolution with special majority. I hope you are clear. To have a legislative council or to abolish a legislative council, we need to use special majority. And the third form of special majority is the special majority can be divided into two. Like I will tell you how. There can be two cases. Like if there are 545 members, certain members can be dead, like 5 members are dead. Certain members can be who have resigned, leaving a vacancy of 10 seats. Like 10 members are leaving a vacancy of 10 seats. So 530 members are remaining. 2/3 of this 530. This kind of special majority, like apart from the number of people dead and vacant, rest of the people are covered. That is 2/3 of 530. This is used in the first 3 cases. This kind of majority is used only in the first 3 cases, like amending the Indian Constitution, removal of judges of Supreme Court, High Court, and Comptroller and Auditor General, and requesting the Parliament of India to abolish a state legislative council or the creation of a state legislative council. But friends, there is another form of special majority, that is special plus, you can say special plus absolute. In this term, we won't consider dead and we won't consider vacant seats. Every member of the house has to be present. If certain members are dead, the re-election needs to be conducted. If there is a vacancy, the re-election needs to be conducted, and every member of the house needs to be present. That is total strength of the house, that is 545 2/3. This kind of majority is used to impeach the Honorable President of India. To impeach the Honorable President of India. And this is done by Article 61 of Indian Constitution. Friends, when I use the word impeachment, impeachment means removal. But when we talk about the removal of the president, we use the word impeachment. But this word is not used in any other cases. Like if we are talking about removing a judge of Supreme Court, we use the word removal. But impeachment is the term used to remove the Honorable President of India if he goes against the Constitution of India or if he violates the norms of the Indian Constitution. I hope all four majorities are clear with you. The first one was simple majority, the second one was absolute majority, third one was effective majority, and the fourth one was special majority. Now, after the majority, we will discuss what is the difference between a written constitution and an unwritten constitution. See, the major difference is in the written constitution, we will study it in a tabular form. The first one, in a written constitution, the provisions of the constitutions are codified. Provisions are codified. Like in the Constitution of India, it is a written constitution. Our Constitution Assembly has made it. It took 2 years, 11 months and 18 days to frame that constitution. So it is a written constitution. So the provisions are codified. What does the codification means? Like in our constitution, you can see Article 1, Article 1A. That means Article 1, subclause A. This is codification. That the provisions and the laws in the constitution are systematically arranged one after one. It is arranged like there is a pattern. It is systematically arranged. That is the very basic aspect of a written constitution. Now, what is an unwritten constitution? When you hear about the term unwritten constitution, the first thing comes into your mind, this constitution is not written. No, it is not so. The unwritten constitution is also a written constitution. It is also a written constitution, but the provisions are not codified. The provisions are not codified. Not codified or systematically arranged. Provisions are not codified or systematically arranged. See, now India is an example of a country having a written constitution. When you talk about a constitution which is unwritten constitution, the constitution of United Kingdom, that is Britain, and New Zealand has an unwritten constitution. Now, the other major difference, the unwritten constitution, the written constitution is enacted by a group of people or a body. The written constitution is enacted or framed by a group of intellectual people or a body sitting together. Like in case of Indian Constitution, the group of people or a body enacting the constitution was Constitution Assembly. So it is clear that it is enacted by a group of people or a body, and it was Constitution Assembly. Unwritten constitution is a constitution which is evolving and changing day by day. It keeps on evolving, it keeps on adding new rules, so it is evolving. It is not enacted by a group of body or people. Now, a country which has a written constitution will has supremacy of constitution. What does it mean? Let me repeat my statement. A country which has written constitution will has constitutional supremacy or supremacy of the constitution. That means all the organs of the state, all the organs of the state That means even government, territory, population, everything, every organ of the state will derive its power from the constitution. Every organ of the state will look up to constitution for its explanation or what function it has to perform or what principles it has to perform the functions. So it will have a constitutional supremacy. In case of unwritten constitution, it will have parliamentary supremacy. That means the parliament of that country can frame or any laws and which can be added into the constitution anytime. In case of unwritten constitution, we will have a parliamentary supremacy. The parliament of any country can frame any rules or provisions and it can easily add up into the constitution. I hope this is clear. In case of written constitution, the provisions are codified. In cases of unwritten constitution, the provisions are not codified. Written constitution is enacted by a group of people or a body. In case of India, it was Constituent Assembly, and unwritten constitution is evolving and the constitution which is changing day by day. Written constitution, we have constitutional supremacy. The constitution is above everything, and in case of unwritten constitution, we have parliamentary supremacy. Now, India has a very beautiful constitution, but there is an allegation to this constitution. The allegation is Indian constitution is a bag of borrowing. The world allegate that, the world says that Indian constitution is a bag of borrowing. Now, why the world says that Indian constitution is a bag of borrowing? It is so simple, because Indian constitution has many aspects which has been taken from constitutions across the world. Indian constitution has many aspects which has been taken from constitutions from across the world. Our answer to this is Indian constitution is not a copy paste constitution, but Indian constitutional maker has referred to the various constitutions across the world. Indian constitutional makers has referred to various constitutions across the world and taken various aspects from different constitutions and given it an Indian flavor. Indian constitution has various aspects which has been taken from across the world. Indian constitution has various aspects which has been taken from across the world. That means the constitutions of various countries, but this has been given an Indian flavor or an Indian aspects according to our need. Now, what from an examination point of view, what we need to understand is from where we have taken this aspects. See, now we will analyze that from where the various aspects of Indian constitution has been taken. Now, Government of India Act 1935. What has been taken from Government of India Act 1935? Administrative structure of center and state. Friends, you know, in India we have a central government and we have various state government. This state government can be state government of Uttar Pradesh, state government of Madhya Pradesh, state government of Tamil Nadu, state government of Kerala, Rajasthan, etc. All this administrative structure, how the state government will function, how the central government will function, this has been taken and added to Indian Constitution from Government of India Act 1935. Now, Office of Governor. In our country, each state has a governor and many of the union territories also has a governor. Now, there should be a governor who will be the head of the state. This has been taken from Government of India Act 1935 and put into Constitution, our Constitution. So, Office of Governor has been taken from Government of India Act 1935 and put into our Constitution. Idea of federalism. What is federalism? Let us erase this first, then we will talk about Let us erase it. What is federalism? Federalism means center state relationship. Center state relationship. Center state relationship. There is a center, that is the union government, and we have various state government. There is a union government and we have various state governments. This has been taken from Government of India Act 1935, that there India is a true federation. This has been taken and added into Indian Constitution from Government of India Act 1935. Now, emergency provisions, like if a particular state does not be in terms with the Indian Constitution, emergency is implemented there, or a particular place is not working in accordance with Indian Constitution, emergency is implemented there. So the emergency provisions is taken out from Government of India Act 1935 and has been put into Indian Constitution. Now, the Supreme Court of India, the primary and the most important judicial aspect of India, has been taken out from Government of India Act 1935. The office of Supreme Court has been taken out from Government of India Act 1935. Now let us once more revise what all has been taken from where. Government of India Act 1935. The first thing, administrative structure of center and state. Administrative structure of center and state has been taken out from Government of India Act 1935. Friends, remember this. Office of Governor has been taken out from Government of India Act 1935. Idea of federalism. Idea of federalism means whenever you heard the term federalism, it includes a center-state relationship. This has been taken from Government of India Act 1935. Emergency provisions has been taken out from Government of India Act 1935, and the office of Supreme Court has been taken out from Government of India Act 1935. Now, what has been taken out from the Constitution of United States of America, or US, and which has been put into Indian Constitution. Now, the preamble, the first page of Indian Constitution, the first page of Indian Constitution, preamble, has been taken out from the Constitution of United States and it has been put into Indian Constitution. The first page, preamble. Number second, fundamental rights. The part 3 of Indian Constitution, fundamental rights, has been taken out from United States of America's Constitution. And obviously, once we take out this part from United States of America's Constitution, but we have definitely given it an Indian flavor or changed those aspects as per the need of Indian society. Now, the third thing, equal protection of law. All the individuals of this nation are equal before law. No one can be diversified on the grounds of caste, color, creed, sex, or any background. So there is an equal protection of law. This has been taken from the Constitution of United States of America and has been put into Indian Constitution. Now, independence of judiciary. No person has right or no authority has right to put their hands into the matters of judiciary. The judiciary is an independent authority. No one has right to indulge in various aspects of judiciary. This is independence of judiciary, and this has been taken from the United States of America's Constitution. What is judicial review? Actually, judicial review is not mentioned in the United States of America's Constitution, but it is practiced in the United States of America. So these aspects has also been taken about from the United States of America's Constitution, but it is not mentioned there, but it is practiced in that country. We have taken out these aspects. We will have a detailed analysis of judicial review in the coming class. Vice President, the chairman of Rajya Sabha. See, in United States of America, the upper house is called as Senate. Upper house is Senate, and in India, the upper house is Rajya Sabha. the upper house is Rajya Sabha. Now, vice president will be the upper house, chairman of upper house. That is our vice president. At present stage, Venkaiah Naidu is our vice president and he is the chairman of Rajya Sabha. At the same time, the vice president of US is the chairman of their Senate. That means their upper house. So we have come to the conclusion that all these aspects like preamble, fundamental rights, equal protection of law, independence of judiciary, judicial review, vice president, chairman of Rajya Sabha or upper house. This has been taken from United States of America's constitution and put into Indian constitution. Friends, this is all about in this section. We will go further ahead and know more things about Indian constitution and Indian polity in next class.